So let's take a look at the grid once again. Willie Ong 113, Keith Moe 109, Arush 110, Edmund 104, Ethan Singer 107, Lewis Ng 105, and Lau Yan Ping 124. We have and also 118 Isaac Ko, 116 Jia Sheng, and Ryan Khan in 179. So this is our grid just now for the race start.
Yep, well, these are the roster drivers that are taking part right now. Again, keep an eye out for the two on the very top left, two of the fastest qualifiers for the Junior Dreaming category. Willie Ong and Keith Moe. Keith, of course, being the fastest in qualifying and practice so far, while Willie says that he just wants to keep up with him and to overtake him for the race. So that will be the key idea right now.
All right, so another 2 more minutes before we start the race. Once again, this will be the final race of the Junior Dreamers. It will be a 2-minute countdown before we start our race. So the grid is looking as such. Keith Moe qualified in P1 with a fantastic performance, followed by Willie Ong, followed by Edmund Yip, Ethan Singer, Lewis Ng, Isaac Ko, Arush Mudgal, Ryan Khan, Lau Yan Ping, and Jia Sheng, rounding up the top 10 grid.
Yep, and the distance between the guy to first and 10th, it might be a bit big in qualifying, but in the race itself, it might be very close. Plus, you never know what's going to happen, especially at the start, especially given the fact that most of these guys probably have not practiced their starts yet. They might bog it, and for a lot of drivers, including Willie Ong, they want Keith to do that.
Yes, for sure. I think if you're starting not in pole position, you probably want the leaders to do just that. As we near the start countdown, we have approximately 1 more minute for our participants to gather their thoughts, prepare themselves mentally and physically. It will be a long race. Make no mistake, it will be 10 laps around Sepang International Circuit, and that will easily be around 20 plus minutes. So until then, we're looking at our race leader, our pole position leader, Keith Moe, with the race number 109. 60 seconds to go before we start the race.
Yep, and so now all eyes on Keith Moe, and all eyes will be to the lights after this. Less than a minute left to go here before we get ready for the action in the Junior Dreamers category. It is going to be butterflies in the stomach for a lot of these guys. It's just anticipation for what can happen at turn 1. Remember, 20 meters coming out to the run, up to turn 1 in the width of the circuit. It's a 500-meter run. Let's see what they can happen here. Remember, the Olympics are going on right now. They're not going for just the sprints. They're going for the long game. They try to win it towards that.
Yes, indeed. 500 meters. That's a lot of 1 times 100 meters, 5 times 100 meters there. But in these cars, it will be swift, it will be fast, it will be exciting. As we go on the grid, once again, this is for the race start. We have the lights coming on, 6 lights all on. We are ready for race start. And as we go, lights out, and away we go. Leader box down ever so slightly. This is the start of the race. All 10 cars are away, and we are go for final race at Sepang.
And Keith Moe gets the best of starts here right now. In fact, he was bogging a bit coming into the first couple of meters, though he will take an easy run coming to turn 1. Willie Ong gets a bit of a touch. In fact, Willie Ong and Lewis Ng were in that particular collision. A couple of other drivers spinning back around as well. Ethan Singer, Isaac Ko, and a couple of drivers further behind also in collisions. Oh, there's another car being spun around. That is Ryan Khan. So Khan has actually found another driver there. But apart from that, a few other drivers keep coming in the cropper. The rest of the field, though, stream away up in front.
Interesting indeed. Lewis Ng, one of the eager starters, he started really, really well and was in a very nice position, and then overshot turn 4 and just lost 2 more positions. Ethan Singer from P5 all the way up into P2. Now fantastic positions up there, and this is a fantastic position for Ethan to be in. But Edmund and also Lewis behind will be looking to claw back those positions. But Willie Ong is the biggest casualty there is in P8. And now he's up to P7 once again.
Jia Sheng again, the lack of preparation really has shown there. He is spinning into the gravel trap a couple of times, really scuffing up his tires completely. But you saw the battle just now coming out to 7 and 8. Ethan Singer and Edmund Yip were actually going at it. They were weaving just tried to outfox each other, but it looks as though Ethan managed to just stave off the attack for the time being. Now he wants to focus on the rest of the race as Willie Ong, the guy who started in second place, the kid that started in second place, has found the barriers at turn 9.
He is looking to gain positions, but in his exuberant, trying to just gain back the positions, but losing it in the same time. He was very unlucky with the traffic and also at the start. Willie Ong currently now in P10. He is someone to look after, and we will be definitely looking for him to climb up the charts once again as he tries to make up for those mistakes that happened in lap 1.
Yeah, certainly. But again, a couple of them were his own mistakes, but through that first turn, it was because he got crowded out a bit and just basically a bystander in some of those accidents. Though we cannot say the same thing for Keith Moe up in front. 6.2 seconds to the good as he comes across the line to lead the way for the first out of 10 laps. Now we're on lap 2, 9 laps to go here. He is well and truly having a great Saturday drive. We say Sunday drive, but it's Saturday right now.
Yeah, that's right, it's Saturday. So let's take a look at our P2s and P3. This is where the battle is for position. This is for podium positions, and Edmund is trying to close the gap on Ethan Singer. Edmund also had a suboptimal start, I would say, a suboptimal start. Got crowd out on the first corner itself, and there's an incident with some of the drivers out there.
Big one as well. It's Arush actually. He's been sent into the back. Jia Sheng and Willie Young also were in a couple of collisions because they were actually side by side coming out to the final corner. We'll probably need to go to that one because they're coming out to turn 1 now. Jia Sheng actually is looking on the inside. Does he get it? Yes, he does. I think he manages to get one over Willie Ong, but does he go wide? Nearly, and he gets the position away.
Defending into turn 2 as well. Jia Sheng with the suboptimal line out of turn 2. Willie Ong all over the back of Jia Sheng. Now on the inside, now side by side as they take turn 3 together. They're just too close. Just too close. Side by side, trading pains.
Yeah, literally trading pain. That Malaysian livery might look a little bit more scuffed after this if they continue doing that one. But Jia Sheng actually elbows out against Willie Young. You might think Jia Sheng might not have any right to do that, but he does. This is a cheap pole position, so he has every right to defend as hard as he could, but might be given a word or two from James Russell after this if he does any more like that. They go over to the gravel trap at turn 6, and in front of them, somehow Isaac co-spins as well, out of his own volition, but those two went out of complete sympathy.
So this is indeed great news for Edmund and Ethan Singer out there still fighting for positions. And look at that, Edmund with Ethan, that's on move on the outside, on the inside into turn 14 now. Now Edmund with the more advantageous line into 14. He will have the time and space to put down the power. He will slipstream Ethan all the way down to the back straight and into turn 15 where the move might just happen. Edmund's already pulled out. Whoa, that's close.
Well, that's not the way to close the door, of course, because Ethan should be going to the left-hand side rather than the right, because Edmund was coming quite hot. Though, that actually was enough to stave off the advances of Edmund Yip as fastest lap of the race, unsurprisingly, goes to Keith Moe, 2:08.7, just a couple of tenths off from his previous best in qualifying. So we might see some 207s later on, as now we're coming up to lap number 3 out of 10 here. Edmund Yip pressuring Ethan Singer quite hard. They're coming up to turn 1 now, and that's a better way of defending from Ethan. He went onto the middle of the road. He had to let Edmund do all the work from behind, trying to get by.
Interesting inputs as well from Edmund here. You're looking at the onboard camera with Edmund, riding with Edmund together. Let's take a look as he tries to attack Ethan in front of him. We have the perfect seat for this particular action out on track. This is for P2 and P3.
Yeah, this is the box seat, isn't it? And again, Ethan might have actually gone a little bit too early with his defense there. It compromises him coming to turn 4, and that's exactly it. Look at that. He tried to get on the power quite early, but the car skips a bit, and now that will allow Edmund to get up to the back of him. But he's not going to find his way past here through 5 and 6. He might fancy his chances here coming through turn 9 because that's the only viable overtaking spot in this particular sector.
Yes, interesting indeed. Oh, there we go. Once again, an attack on Edmund. Oh, he changes his mind. Ethan goes on the inside to defend. Oh, there we go.
And there we go, Edmund spun it. He actually just put himself under complete pressure. He tried to get to the back of Ethan, but got off the throttle too soon, and the weight transfer went to the rear. There she goes. But amazingly, he's still in third because Lo Yan Ping actually was still that far behind.
Yes, indeed. And don't remember, this is only lap 3 out of 10. There's still 7 more to go, and Edmund has everything to do and every 7 laps of attacking to do. As Michael Schumacher once said, 7 qualifying laps to do in order to catch up to the back of Ethan Singer there to get P2.
And we had another spinner there. Lewis Sung actually just spun out of turn 8. He actually got taken by Ryan Khan for P5. There he is. He's actually on the recovery right now, whereas the rest of the field is a bit spread out, isn't it? There's a particular battle pack between two drivers in 4th and 5th. First is on his own, obviously, because Keith Moore is just well and truly well ahead. Second and third had a battle before Edmund spun it. This is the battle pack that we're looking at right now as Keith sets another fastest lap, 2:08.6. It's Arush, Isaac Ko.
Oh, there we go, there we go.
Go!
There we go. This is Isaac Ko a little bit too deep into turn 9 as he loses one position to Jia Sheng as well. Sorry, Willie Ong, my bad.
And he's actually going at it again. Isaac really was trying to get after Arush, but just overcooked it. Maybe he got a bit of target fixation for a second because he was looking at the rear, but then suddenly missed his braking point. And Arush has actually stopped a bit. Now it's actually Willie Ong onto the inside. Willie, after all the trouble he went through, he's back up to close to the top 10 as barges his way through, comes Isaac and spins out of it for good measure.
Literal argy-bargy there. So here we go, riding back with Arush and P8 as he powers down the back straight one more time. This is lap number 4 out of 10. And Willie Ong started in P2, dropped all the way to the back. He's now in P7. He's looking to claw back the time, but will it be too little too late for Willie Ong?
Yeah, at least he will try to aim for, the top 5 right now, because, again, that's at least can work on something. But for all the troubles that he had, that's actually paid detriment to him because he's only just in P7 right now. Best he could get right now is P5 because Lewis Ng is well within catchable distance. But the rest of that top 5, really difficult to catch.
Yes, indeed. Just way too much distance between them as we look at, once again, the leader, Keith Moore, I think doing qualifying too for him, actually. If you get my drift.
Yeah, it's an extended qualifying session, isn't it? Normally,
Yes.
you would say if a race is gone, it's an extended test session, but this one for him is an extended time trial because he really wants to go out that fastest lap. And looking at the sector times right now, purple first sector, slightly off second sector, but we're waiting for that third sector because right now, 6/10 is his delta against his personal best. This might be on for yet another fastest lap here. 3 consecutive fastest laps for Keith. What a way to go.
Let's also keep an eye out for the gap between Edmund and Ethan Singer for P2s and P3 as well. Remember, there was a little bit of a spin from Edmund as he just about hangs it out of turn 14 once again. And Keith Moore once again with the fastest lap of 2:08.232.
Yep, exactly as it was predicting just now. 6/10 of a second was the advantage that he had throughout the entire lap, and he made good of it. 2:07s might be on the cards because he is on it again for this lap. Meanwhile, the gap between Ethan Singer and Edmund Yip, we'll wait and see right now because previously it was about 5 seconds when they came across the line. If it's actually less than that, it means that he's getting it faster. Across the line they come, 2:13.8 for Ethan, 2:11.4. He gained 2 seconds that time around.
2 seconds. So once again, it's closer, ever so slightly closer to each other. They are now only separated by 4 seconds. Oh, there we go, pirouette. That is Willie Ong with the pirouette. Slight safe, I would say. Slight safe.
It's a half spin, of course.
Half spin.
But unfortunately, that's not the way to the chocolate factory for Willie there because it's really not the best of runs for him at this point. But right now he's trying to catch at least P6. Ryan Khan was there for the taking, but again, driving mistakes really has cost him dearly.
I think it's really, really tough on the mental as well, on the psyche as well, as you make mistake after mistake, and they compound, right, Amo? They compound. It's very important. And here we look at Edmund once again trying to lay down the rubber in the next 5 more laps to catch Ethan Singer. This is for P2.
Yep, and 4 seconds now at least was the gap that we saw on the way to the line. Less than 3, in fact, at one point. So Edmund is really catching it, but don't do mistakes like that. The car really nearly getting out of shape onto the AstroTurf. Could have actually had a spin, but luckily kept it together. Now sets its sights here. He has half the race gone then, half the race left to go to catch up.
That's right. All right, let's take a look from the perspective of Ethan here. Maybe once again we can also go into the driving view for Ethan for a second to see how the inputs are being applied to the car to keep the car there. Ethan is steady, Ethan is clean on the track, and he is well deserving of his P2 position that he is currently having with him right now as he goes into turn 14 one more time.
Yeah, but let's see what happens here. Oh, he goes a bit wide. He actually braked hard there, but the car kept sliding because he was turning while he was braking. That is not ideal, and that is another opportunity for Edmund to reel in even more this lap. We'll wait and see when they come by the start-finish line what their lap times are going to be, and I would safely guess that Edmund Yip has the bit between his teeth. He is much faster this sector as well. In fact, both drivers are setting personal best, but that second sector is the first sector is actually the most telling. Ethan was slower by 0.3 of a second as they come up now to the final corner, then across the start finish line. Ethan comes across first, a 2:13.0, but what is actually Edmund's lap time to 12.2, 7/10 gained that time around, as we have a collision between Ryan Khan and Willie Ong. Ryan goes for a spin, he's going to go into the ether, while, oh no, it's Willie again. Willie's going into the grass.
Yes, I think a little bit over-optimistic there. Tried to make too much of a move and slide straight into the side panels of Ryan there.
Whoa, that's very close. Way too close there. Jia Sheng nearly harpooned into the side of Keith Mo.
Jia Sheng, one lap down now, but nearly just taking out the race leader. So it's a very important racecraft for the race leader to not just be fast, but also be able to anticipate incidents like that from happening.
Yep, but I think he was stamping on the brakes, the car turned a bit, and the balance shifted forward, nearly into the side, but amazingly, he did not spin, it was just a slide. But Keith Mo, that is also a reminder for him not to be complacent. He still needs to keep the focus on here.
So here we go, almost 4 seconds between Ethan and Edmund here. Edmund seemed to be making up the time before, but no longer as of now. I think both of them are clocking in equal same times, but actually Edmund is ever so slightly slower this lap, half a second down in the first sector compared to Ethan Singer in P2. So Ethan is looking at a really solid P2 at the moment.
Well, you say that, but the first two sectors, yes, we see greens for Ethan and a green for Edmund, but the time taken here, 1 second was the impact, 7/10 in the second sector, first 10 just only 100th. So he is gaining still, even bit by bit. It's just that it doesn't look visually as close as he is right now. As Ethan now coming up to turn number 14, taking it very gingerly, in fact. So he doesn't want to repeat the same mistake he had previously, where he lost so much time from that slide there. Visually, we can see at last Edmund coming into picture. Let's see what it is going to be this time by.
Yes, that's right. So 104 car of Edmund Yip powering down Sepang back straight, finding his braking points and hard on the brakes, activating the four-wheel LEDs, as we like to call it.
Yes, all four brake discs glowing in the early morning sun. In fact, this is early morning, isn't it? It is quite nice to see Sepang in this kind of light. But across the line they come now. 12.4 for Ethan, 12.1 for Edmund, so a further 3/10 gained. But it looks as though it's not even drastically reduced right now. Whoa, there's a bit of a slide there from Ethan. Luckily he kept it together. Yeah, it seems as though the gap is not really eaten out as much as Edmund would be hoping for.
I think so. Oh, a bit of a spin for Isaaco P8. This is at turn number 9. This corner is notorious. If you go too quick on the throttle, you will lose the rear. And that's exactly what happened to Isaaco.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, it might have been by virtue of the fact that there's no traction control, so the right foot was a bit heavy in that particular instance. The car looped around, but mercifully though, he's clear from everybody else. He can carry on without too much damage to his psyche and his car.
So now the gap from Ethan and Edmund is now down to 2 seconds, 2.4, as it goes ever closer to each other. 6 laps done by our race leader Keith Mo, and another that's currently on his 7th lap. Once he crosses the line, there will be 3 more racing laps.
Yep, indeed. 4 laps remaining on the cards right now. 3 for Keith, as again, Keith sets a personal best. No, in fact, fastest of all in that second sector. He is going for a 2.7 this time, but we're not paying attention to him. We're paying attention now to how fast how far Ethan Singer can go here in his defense for second place against Edmund Yip, as well, we're looking at another battle here between Arush and Willie Ong. Oh, Willie, his race has really gone completely pear-shaped.
Oh, yes, indeed. Willie really need to buckle down. But Willie, he has the pressure on him right now because he started in P2, a fantastic starting position. However, everything just went left, and then that's it.
Yeah, it literally went completely pear-shaped. But he's trying to get up to P7. Will he do it?
Will he do it? Willie Ong, will he do it? We have hopes on it, and hopefully everyone has a nice fun time around here, but definitely the pressure is getting to some of our racers as Arush just spins out on turn 5s and 6, as also at the same time Jia Sheng, 1 lap behind, slides down. All right, as we go into the last few races of the Junior Dreamers race, we'd like to also send a message out to young dreamers. Young dreamers out there, your race, your session is up next. If you're around, please hang around the Sims and we will get to you after this race. But now, once again, let's focus our attention back on the track to these races out and to the battle of P2 and P3.
And it's quite a dramatic development right now because, look, visually even closer. 13.6 for Ethan that time, 11.2 for Edmund. So Edmund now has eaten away another 1.6 seconds to Ethan Singer. So Ethan might be sweating in his boots right now and his gloves too, for good measure, because he thought he will have plain sailing all the way to the line, and he's not going to be singing praises here because look at that, the big slide coming into turn number 6, and that will allow Edmund to come out to his rear right now.
Instantly on the defensive line into turn 7, the worst place on the track you want to defend. You lose a lot of time if you're on the inside through these two corners, but Edmund wisely perhaps backs off completely. Now Edmund gives him the space. He knows he has the speed. Oh, once again.
Shaky.
That's shaky indeed. Edmund backs off once again. He knows he has the speed. He's calm, collected, and he's experienced in racecraft. So let's see how this battle unfolds.
Yep, coming up to turn 13 now. Let's see how Ethan will try to defend, but Edmund will try to set up the move from here on out, because if he can pressure Ethan into a mistake through this corner, he might stand half a chance of doing an overtake coming into turn 14, or at least set himself up for the next one at turn number 1 afterwards. And again, this is what he's doing right now. He's actually got a good run coming into turn number 14. We're going to have to go on board here to see where is he going to point that car. He points it to the outside. Ethan once again defends early, which is better this time. That's the idea. Puts the car in the middle of the road. But he might compromise himself coming out of turn 15 to turn 1 here, because Edmund, he can use any line he wants and gets a good drive out of the final corner here in the slipstream coming out to turn 1 here, Kelvin.
Yes, that's right. Ethan with a little bit of hesitation on the brakes down at 15, but now Edmund right behind him, powering down to turn 1 all the way right behind him as well.
We have an accident for Keith Mo. He has actually been hit by Isaac Coe. So Keith actually had a slight spin, though he managed to get away with that one. Back markers becoming a bit of an issue right now in this particular instance. But we're going to have to go back to the battle of P2. Is it going to be a change for position? Ethan still stays ahead of Edmund, but only just.
And into turn 3 they go. What an interesting race between both of them here, Ethan Singer and Edmund Yip. Down into turn 4, we have 2 more laps of this happening, so we're going to stay on this action as much as we can. And this is Edmund versus Ethan. Ethan now making a little bit of mistake, niggling, twiggly, fishtailing out of turn 3 there, turn 4.
Yeah, and that will definitely not what he wants here, because he needs to plant the throttle at least much more conservatively, or maybe just stall the momentum mid-corner, like what a certain F1 driver did in Australia that caused a big accident that time. But Ethan then not really having the best defense, and that time around, his defense has been opened up completely by Edmund. But will there be enough momentum for Edmund to get by into second place? They're going to go side by side, coming out to turn number 9 here. It looks as though Edmund's got it, but Ethan's harder on the brakes and defends second place quite well. A bit of a touch, but miraculously, Ethan manages to hang on to it by the skin of his teeth.
Yes, impressive racecraft by both of them. If anything, I just want to highlight Edmund as well. Fantastic racecraft. He braked early, gave the space, did the switchback, and tried to attack up the hill.
Oh yes, but that time around, however, he had no overtaking opportunities. He'll have to, again, use turn 14, turn 15 as a way to set up the move in any of these turns. He can try it at turn 15, or he can try at turn number 1 as Keith Mo again gets into an accident, but luckily though he manages to get going. It was just a slight touch. It's Isaac that time around who didn't pay attention to just give way, and he spun into the infield. Meanwhile, last lap for Keith. This is the battle looking out for P2, and there's the opportunity. He goes on the inside. Edmund takes it. They're gonna go side by side here across the line. We're on to the final lap now with the two of them. Hammer and tongs had it again for the last few laps, and Edmund gets it through this time.
Edmund into P2 as well. Ethan Singer right behind trying to attack Edmund, leaving him the racing room there. Hopefully everyone overcooks it into turn 1, and that is it for Ethan Singer. He's now into P3. All to do, all to work for to get back up into P2.
But wait, it's not over yet. He still has at least a few corners again. 14 and 15 might just be the kicker here to see how it settles for second place. Keith manages to get by another back marker. We'll wait until we go to him after this because he is coming around to the final sector here. The battle between second and third is so close. It's heating up right now. Within about 0.5 of a second, Ethan cuts a lot of the corner, but Edmund is actually mounting a bit of a better defense here because he just stole the momentum away from Ethan coming through. As Keith spins again. Oh, he's actually hit this time by Ryan Khan. So Ryan is the other back marker here. I think Keith will just probably try to back off now and not worry anymore. He just needs to bring the car home. But second and third, Edmund and Ethan very close. And there goes Ethan in nearly into the gravel trap. That might be it for the battle for second here, Kelvin.
Yeah, I think so. That's it. Keith Moore now on his final tour around the circuit as he goes along turn 14 for one last time. Our attentions are all on the leader, and he will take and lap another competitor on track there. I believe that's Jia Sheng. And as Keith Moore goes powering down the back straight for one more time, he's going to do it. He's going to win the lap. This is Keith Moore. A lot of practice, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of confidence as they go now on to the final stretch. This is your race winner. This is the first winner we have today. This is Keith Moore winning the Junior Dreamers race.
He might be junior dreaming, but it's a reality for him now with the win here in the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Malaysia 2024. A lovely victory, commanding all the way from start to finish. Fastest lap to boot, every single lap that he led. It's a grand slam. Meanwhile, Edmund Yip, he had to work for it, but he managed to unlock the door in the very final lap to take away second place from Ethan Singer. He comes across the line and takes a well-deserved second place. As what happened to Ethan? He's actually jumped back into the pits, I think. He's not on track right now. Where is Ethan Singer? He's officially not crossed the line yet.
So there you go. That's Edmund crossing the line in P2 position as we go to Ethan Singer. He's now in the pits as well. Perhaps something has happened to him and he's not crossed the line. So we will look to the next possible finisher. Looking at this, we might be looking at Lau Yan Ping as our third finisher to cross the line. So this will be our race. Provisional results will come shortly for you guys as well. This is such a fantastic race and such action from Edmund and Ethan as well, putting on a show for all of us here. So now we're looking at Lau Yan Ping, which is currently still on track at the moment. He's coming down the last straight for one final time here. 124 car of Lau Yan Ping from way behind,
Oh, this is very close because again, they didn't expect to be in third and fourth. Coming across the line, Lau Yan Ping is going to take third place here. Yes, he does. Louis Zheng, he had the sights to get third place, but not to be. Lau Yan Ping surprisingly gets third place.